Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman, and what is to come in this video is I will be doing a channeled session with my guru, my teacher, Mahadeva, otherwise known as Michael Denney, or the Thunder Wizard. And so, just be prepared for that, and that is coming up shortly. But before we do that, I would like you guys to go to Michael Denney, his YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/@thunderwizard, and you can check out all of his amazing offerings at thunderwizard.com. Also, you can get your own channeling session by going to channel.thunderwizard.com, and they are currently very inexpensive, so you can check those out. Okay, I'm gonna put that bigger so you can read that just for a second. All right, wonderful. Going to make that smaller, and we will be heading into our channeled session very soon. Stand by while I'm gonna pause the video, and then the next thing you're gonna see is our session. All right, take care, guys. We'll see ya.
You ready for me to start recording?
Recording in progress.
All right, so we are with the wise and amazing Vincent Cerna. Let me just make sure that my volume is doing well. And it is. All right. All right. So we are here with the beautiful and amazing wise Vincent Cerna, and he has very graciously agreed to allow me to do this reading for him. So yeah, there's an intro. So the way I like to start, you've seen on already seen what I like to do is just let you talk a little bit, talk about yourself a little bit, share with people who you are and maybe where you're at, and we'll see what comes through.
So I am a YouTuber. I do YouTube and shaman stuff. YouTube Gebo the Shaman, and also I so I was born in a very dysfunctional family. If we want to go all the way to the roots. um and so yeah, I had, problems with that. I, very dysfunctional stuff in my childhood, which led me to all kinds of depression and stuff like that. And that really, I was like, okay, do or die kind of thing, where I was like, okay, I gotta either turn my life around and make it better in some way, or, the other option. But also, so I was like, okay, well, let's see what we can do to make it better. And that's, when I found your channel. And I was like, oh, I like this guy. This is a very practical, down to earth guy, not a woo woo, new age kind of guy. And so that's what turned me on to this channel. And yeah, and then through just spiritual practices, and it was actually your suggestion, I think, in um one of the meetings, or one of the videos that you did. You said that the 12 steps was one of the most powerful ways to achieve, spiritual enlightenment, or whatever it was. I can't remember exactly. And so that was what turned me on to, I was like, okay, well, let's explore this. And I was like, okay, well, what 12 step group do I fit into? And so it was like my codependency was really what led me to that. And so then, yeah, I've just been kind of doing the 12 steps in Coda and Codependence Anonymous for anyone who doesn't know. And got a sponsor and all that. And yeah, it was I discovered that I'm a very sensitive individual. And and so I'm 38 right now, and I am just continuing with practices and all that good stuff, and just kind of going through and seeing what I can do, seeing what value I can bring to others, and as well as working on myself in deep and spiritual ways. And um in fact, I just did a meditation yesterday that was just amazing. And I got to a level that I didn't think I'd get to. So it's pretty amazing. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm Vince, and so yeah.
So Vince, tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yes, I have a YouTube channel called Gebo the Shaman, and I have a crap ton of astrology videos up there, um, as well as spiritual teachings, some spiritual lessons, um, and things like that. And it's a really cool space where I go to just talk about the things that I'm interested in. And now I'm even doing guided meditations, as well as Michael here. So
And share with us some of your personal experiences that you've had with light beings or ETs, or if you, I think you've had some experiences with that. Why don't you share with people some of those experiences?
yeah, absolutely. So last night was actually probably one of the most profound ones. And it was a guided meditation. I was leading people in this meditation, and it benefits myself as well, because I'm kind of, the added benefit is that I'm leading people as well. So but anyway, what happened was I went up, I was like picturing this cosmic egg, and then Shiva sitting on top of it. And then as I was ascending through this egg, going up through all the dimensions and up through Shiva's chakra system and out his crown, I said, "Okay, let's go for even further. Let's see what's really up there." And so I did, and uh it's actually the title of one of my videos. I met God.
Huh?
I it was just this brilliant realm or ball of brilliant white light, and it was just filling me with the most incredible, profound, uh, beautiful, loving, blissful energy and happy energy. And it's just amazing. It was really incredible. It brings tears to my eyes as I, recall that experience. And there's been other experiences as well. I was told that I was Egyptian high priest. Like I saw an image of this guy who was like an older man with like white robes and gold like patterns on it, and it was really beautiful. And it showed me like, oh well, I'm actually that guy too, or was. And it was really interesting. And then several occasions I've had this blue feminine being um interact with me. And so that was really beautiful and empowering. Um and so yeah, she kind of uh, communicated that we were very close in past lives, and with me, the feeling I get is, I've been kind of, single the majority of my life, and that was just like a hey, like, you're not alone. We got your back kind of thing. We're with you, here to support you. And so, it was just beautiful. So, and then let me see what else I can remember. Yeah, I think that's it.
That's plenty. All right, so from almost the beginning, since you started talking, what I felt was a very gentle, very loving energy that is really focused on your heart. And so, what they're wanting to do, what it seems that one of their main focuses is to get in there and to help sort of extricate and open your heart,
Mm,
continue to keep opening it, and allow you to feel a deeper connection to yourself and to the universe. And I'm getting the feeling that they're wanting to encourage you to continue to take conscious, deliberate decision to choose to open, choose to trust, and trust the universe. Allow the energy of the universe to keep coming in, keep filling your heart. And when you mentioned the priest, I got some very interesting energy from that. Let me see if there's anything else that I missed before, because I have a question about that. But before I get to that, let me see what else comes up. You're going to find yourself becoming much more powerful in the future. And it's up to you how far you want to take that. We have been very hands off with you, um, because there's been some trauma. And so the last thing that you need is anybody pushing you or feeling like you're being pushed towards anything.
mm,
So it's very important that you be given a big, warm, cushy, safe place to be. And they are encouraging you. They are saying, we are here and we are protecting you. And we encourage you to seek to really expand from within, really allow your power to rise and be expressed. That there is a tremendous beauty and a tremendous wisdom. So I want to ask you, this might be a two-way reading. You're able to communicate with these beings also. So I wanted to ask you if anything, and it's okay if nothing comes up. Okay, so this isn't a test or anything.
okay.
I'm just curious. But I'm curious, what comes up for you when you think of this priest that you have been, and what lessons come up for you, and perhaps, was there something about that that is still influencing you in this life?
Mm, let me think about that. Yeah. Um, so I think, well, first off, I want to say, yeah, they're right. about, me, pushing me, and yeah, that usually doesn't end up well for, for anyone who tries to do that. Um, but regarding this priest, um, I think this is kind of like a part of my higher self. I think that this is also part of my destiny, what I'm supposed to do here. And whether it's healing people or providing, wisdom, knowledge, teaching, oops, teaching, yeah. But when I had that experience, it was just like, yeah, again, just kind of a hands off experience where it was like, okay, uh, here's who you are. They just kind of give me an image. They didn't really provide much background to that. I do know that it was around the time of Atlantis before the flood and all that. But when we had our Satya Yuga. So that's pretty much all I'm getting for the time being.
So it feels important to me, and I'm feeling the energy of some being or beings. And again, they have, I gotta tell you, I've never felt such gentle tenderness. I've never felt it like this before. So
Mm.
this is very important for you. And okay, give me a second here. We want him to understand why he came here. He's not sure who he is. And we know that this is a sensitive subject going back multiple lives. There was an event that occurred during this life you had as a priest, and it's affecting you even now. And we want to ask you why you let go. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means?
Mm. Um, I don't exactly know. Um, I have a habit of giving up and kind of failing on myself. Um, yeah, not exactly sure.
It's, I can see it's bringing up some feelings for you. So yeah, like, I wouldn't have used the term let go, and you used the phrase to give up on yourself.
Mm.
And that sounds like it might be related. So when they asked why you let go, I got the feeling that something happened in that priestly life.
Mm.
So this may bring out some karma between the two of us. So assuming, I'm sure some people watching this have watched enough of my channel to know what they light beings revealed about me, which was that I was very powerful ruler in Atlantis. Um, and actually the actions that I took to keep the pyramids and other spiritual technologies going actually worked against us, and as a result of that, that actually brought the end. It brought the big cataclysm, the big world flood. So I'm
Mm.
sure you know about that. Other people watching know that, but I get the feeling there's a connection. In fact, I just got some energy, so there's a connection there, which would explain why you were attracted to my teachings. So when all that happened, as you know, um, looking back on it, I'm finding out that people had a choice, including myself. People could have chosen to shift up to where the what people call the Lemurians are now. They're living in a higher frequency, and so many people did. So the feeling that I'm getting is that you could have done that, like I could have done that.
Mm.
I didn't. And the reason I didn't was because I had so much shame and so much guilt for what I had, accidentally done.
Mm.
And so give me a second here. He knows what you're talking about. We know what you're talking about. You need to understand this is very hard for him to remember. And so I have another question I'll put off for a little bit, but I'd like to hear your response to that. Whatever comes up. This is, again, they're being very hands off. You've seen in other readings where I tell people, you're this, you're that, that's not
Mm.
how they want to do this. This is something that has to come from you.
Mm.
So, with that introduction to that, what do you think? What do you feel? What's coming up for you?
Oh, I definitely feel a connection to you, and I think that our karma, or whatever you want to call it, definitely stemmed from that event in the past, where it was end of Satya Yuga, and I feel like I had a bit of a stubbornness too in keeping things going, and almost
Just,
felt
I
like
felt some energy when you said that. Okay, keep going.
I needed to help people. It
Help,
came help people. It came from that need to um save people, to help people, and again the tenderness within myself couldn't let go of helping. I wanted to stay to help. I think that's what's going on. Could be wrong.
right? So if we take it back to when they asked, why did you let go?
Mm.
I get the feeling that you had something that you were attached to and you choose to let go of it.
Mm.
So you and I are on the same wavelength. As we know, those who've watched the video know that what happened was that I allowed myself to crash into the reincarnation cycle. It was totally unnecessary in hindsight, it turns out. But my guilt and my shame, I couldn't live with the mistakes that I made, and that pulled me down. So that would be like me letting go.
Mm.
With me, it wasn't more that I was letting go; it was more that I was diving, into my shame. But you let go of something. So again, they ask the question, why did you let go? And you may take a moment, go deep,
Okay.
see what comes up. They say they've got you. A lot of feeling there, a lot of feeling. They
Mm.
say they got
I feel like something about I was just I don't know, anger, shame. um uh yeah, I don't um
you. Is there anything more?
um
I don't want to cut you off.
trying to think. Um I I don't I don't think that there's any more. So
Okay. All right. So my question for you is, are you aware of any anger you have towards me? Because if you were following me and working with me, and I made a huge mistake,
mm,
and the world came crashing down because of me, that would mean that that would make me partially responsible for you crashing.
mm,
Are you aware of any anger that you have towards my past self?
yes, but there's an understanding there.
So let's forget about the but. Let's just go to the yes. This is for your healing.
Yeah.
Talk about the anger.
Okay. Um
If you have access to it, I'm not trying to force you into anything. If it
okay.
comes up.
Um so yeah, it was, I I was really in a state of bliss and happiness in that Satya Yuga, like doing my rituals, doing my, mantras and everything like that to um maintain this. And it was almost an anger about why everything had to end. And like it seemed like there was just a desperation there for from you for things to stay the same. And I wanted it to stay the same too, but I also feel like you know that we needed to, well, it was actually an anger from about um about about just keeping things, trying to hold on to things, and you know trying to keep things the same. And like it was more an anger about why did everything go to shit.
Well, so things went to shit because of me.
Yeah.
I was the one responsible for that. And
Yeah.
so if you were um, connected to me and following my program back then.
Mhm.
Which again, in case people don't know what I'm talking about, I was working with the Pleiadians and had been working with them for a while to uh, create frequencies that would keep the consciousness of Earth in in that beautiful golden age, and we were meant to come out of that, and I continued using the technology that they gave me, even though they told me to stop doing it. And that actually ended up breaking things, and things fell even worse as a result.
Mm.
And so then out of all that shame, I came crashing down into the third dimension, and I've been here, ever since. So again, that was things went to shit because I did that. So I don't know how you feel. This is just me talking now, but if I were you, I'd be pretty pissed off at me because you were following my instructions and I really screwed things up.
Yeah, yeah,
So I
that's
want to apologize to you for that. I want to apologize to you, 13,000 years ago for whatever. I'm sure I made promises to you that, trust me, we're going to do this. I'm not listening to those Pleiadians, and we're going to fix this, and I need your help. Do you have my back? Are you there for me? I would imagine I said something along those lines.
Mhm.
And if you hitched your wagon to me and you, as they said, let go, like when they say let go, like you let go of something above you
Mm.
and you fell. So if you did that because of me, that would piss me off if I
Mm.
was you.
Yeah.
So you have my apology for that.
Mm.
Now we're all responsible for our own choices. Nobody has the power to force anybody to make decisions. So
Right. Yeah,
you did choose whatever you chose,
that's right.
but nevertheless, there's a good chance if I had gone a different route, you might have ended up in that bliss that you were talking about.
Mm.
Wouldn't have ended.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything you want to say before I check in with them more, see what else they have to say?
Well, I accept your apology, and I know, like, I feel like this is a bit of a resolution of our karma, and it's I don't just the third dimensional me talking. I don't hold anything against you. I know, um, you know, people make mistakes, and you were trying to do what you thought was best.
That's
So,
true. That's true. I was doing my best.
yep, people can only do their best, so that's okay.
Well, I appreciate that. Okay, let's see what else wants to come up, and then I'll let you ask questions. Let's see. We know why you're doing this. We want you to feel safe. I don't know what that means. We know why you're coming to us, and we know where you're going. You're going to turn into a new direction now. You're going to turn into a direction and be even more self-sufficient. A lot more power is going to come to you now. But you first have to acknowledge and accept that power. So, this is me talking now. I don't know who said it. Somebody said, humans, what humans aren't afraid of like poverty. They're afraid of their power.
Mm.
Humans are most afraid of their own power. And so what I see is that you're here and then there's all this power over
Mm.
you, and you have to choose to go and get it, expand into it. So that has to be a conscious choice.
Mm.
Holding it, they've got it. Now you have to come get it. It's the only way it'll work. We know why you're coming home to us soon. And we're ready for you. But you have no idea what is coming. That's a positive thing. You have no idea the amazing things that are coming for you. No idea. It's going to blow your mind.
Mm.
Your role as a powerful priest is waiting for you. But you have to step into it.
Mm.
You have to own it. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for permission. We know why you're doing this. So they keep saying things like, we know why. And I don't know what that means.
Mm.
Maybe it means something to you. Maybe it'll make sense later. Or maybe that's them getting you to ask them what they're talking about.
Mm.
Okay, so do you have any questions for them?
I do. Um, so they said why we know why we're you're I'm doing this, so I was wondering if they could tell me why.
Okay, let's see what comes up. Because I have no idea what that means. Let's see. We know why you're choosing to go forward, but you haven't remembered yet.
Mm.
We don't want to tell you, we want you to awaken to it. This is now for all humans. If we told you what we see, you humans wouldn't have the privilege and the power and the experience of waking up to it. It doesn't mean anything if we tell you.
Mm.
And we're not the ones who are giving you this experience. This is for all humans. Light beings, ETs, even the gods are not giving us experiences.
Mm.
So they don't even know where all of this can go. So you asked why. We can't tell you why. And even though they said we know why, we can't tell you why, because then it would diminish it. Then you would, and I can tell you this from personal experience. They communicate things to me and I interpret it a certain way, and it turns out to be that I'm not getting the full picture, or I'm not fully understanding it. And I make decisions or,
Mm.
and then I find out, oh, that's not what that means. It means that, but it means a bunch of other things.
Mm.
Okay, so there's the answer to that question as to they know why you want them to tell you why. So that's the answer I have. What other questions do you have?
I was wondering if they could direct me to where to go, what to do to achieve my power.
So they're saying things like you can't go anywhere to get it. that you are the power. It's not outside of you. There's nothing outside of you that's going to give you that. So if we look at, again, 13,000 years ago, you were this powerful priest in Egypt. And then boom, had the cataclysm event and everything fell and you let go. It's like you were holding on to something and you're trying to be two places at once, down here with me and up there with them, and you let go. And so the power hasn't gone anywhere. Power is you. You just simply awaken to what you are. And now they're bringing me back to your heart. So there's a lot of emotion there coming from them. There's a lot of wound, big wound there. So that big wound in your heart is about this. It's about not being seen as the powerful priest that you are. So you told yourself you weren't those things. I must have failed. I must have screwed up. I'm not good enough. I'm a fraud. Those kinds of negative things. Now, I'm not saying you're saying this now. You said that back then. Like you saw what was coming. You saw all the cataclysm and all of that. And as you're watching all this happen, this is what your brain tells you.
Wow.
So like me, there's just this big, here's where you were and here's where you are now. And so, yeah, they want to help to awaken you. So let's see, give me a second here. So they say you can ask us questions, and they're talking about going forward in your meditations. You can ask questions, why? Those are good questions to ask. Why did I? Why did I do this? Why am I feeling this? And this goes back to them saying, we know why. So now it's making sense to me.
Oh, okay.
They're saying, we know why you did this. So that means, so you asked the right question. But what I'm getting is that it's not like just a quick answer. It's a journey. Keep asking why and keep going within. And again, the goal is to get into your heart, to get more deeply into your heart. So the reason why you were a priest was because of your heart. A lot of people become priests for different reasons. Some people become priests to have an experience, to ascend, to achieve enlightenment or whatever it is. Some of them, the lesser ones do it for power. You were a priest because of your heart. Your heart was so big, just so enormously full of love, and you couldn't live with it. You had to let it just billow out of you. And so for you, the practices, the rituals, the meditations, all the things that priests do was to give you an even greater ability to expand your heart and have your heart expand to such a degree that you could surround other people with power of your heart. And so when you fell, you went, that's it, I'm closing this up.
Mm. Wow. Yeah.
I say, why don't you listen to us more? And they keep saying things like, we know why. And when they say we know why, they mean we know why all of your life questions.
Mm.
We want to help you become more astute in your perceptions of other people. You stopped trusting your own intuition about others.
Mm-hmm.
Because me, you thought you knew what was going on with me. So you let your personal attachment to me cloud your understanding of, that I was going off the deep end
Mm.
all those thousands of years ago. And so because of that, you told yourself that you didn't understand people, but you do.
Mm.
We know where you're going to go, and we want you to know that you don't have to run anymore and you don't have to hide. The world needs and deserves to see you.
Mm.
We want to help you. We have been doing it this whole time. We are the ones who were helping you way back in Egypt.
Mm.
We have not stopped. We are here and your purpose continues. So now let's back up a little bit. So if we go up higher and higher, what I'm finding, with myself, but I'm also finding it with other people I'm doing readings for, is that the seeming, fall that we do is really orchestrated by our higher selves so that we can go more deeply within. The pressure, the pain of this life pushes us even deeper within. And then when we come out, we have even more knowledge and power than we had, at the height of our spiritual glory.
Mm.
And so this has been your experiment here. So for people who may not know what I'm talking about, what I was shown a while back is that Earth was created as an experiment for the souls. So when souls choose to come to Earth, they're not just choosing one life. They know when they come here that they're choosing to reincarnate hundreds or thousands of times. And each soul has a specific experiment that they're working on to learn. And what's happening for you, which is happening for a lot of us, is that you've gone down deep into the experiment. And it has to do with the heart. It has to do with loving from the heart, loving fully and powerfully, and connecting with others deeply and powerfully. And so now you're coming back up. And when you come back up, like me too, I'm coming back up into who I was. When you come back up into yourself, it's going to be the same goal you came here with, but it'll be reinvigorated. So you're here to give that love to the world.
Mm.
And now that you've been through this process of having your heart expanded, in that amazing way in Egypt all those thousands of years ago, and then having it taken and, crashing and responding to it in in that self-protective way that we all do, you have an even greater empathy for others. You have an even greater ability to be with them and help them through their self-judgment and their pain, and awaken them through the love of the heart. So you are a master of the heart.
Mm.
Like there's nobody that has more mastery of the heart than you do.
Mm.
That's your, that's what I see as at least one of your jobs here going forward.
Mm. Mm.
We now understand why you come to us the way you do, and we think it's beautiful. And we know that you will connect the dots and bring it all together. And they're your servants. So these beings were there with you in Egypt, either incarnated as your helpers, your servants, your students, or as spirits that you called upon, and they're there to help you.
Mm.
They look upon you as the master. So you're the one that has the knowledge and the authority. And that's how they view you. And
Mm.
all they want is to help you awaken to that. Because they're waiting to learn more from you.
Mm. Beautiful.
So I know personally that you've worked with me for a while and you've followed all of the suggestions that I give. You've gone off and taken responsibility and done your own thing, and you've evolved, and you're one of those people, every now and then on the channel, I'll talk about, people that I've worked with who have evolved in ways that, and I'm, I'm in awe of how much progress they've made. You're one of those people.
Mm.
And so now I have a better understanding of that. So, Master Priest, the priest of the heart. Is there anything else that you'd like me to ask them?
um, yeah, I'd like to know who these beings are. Like, what galaxy, where do they come from that
Okay.
are following me?
First thing that I see is seems like a thin being, perhaps blue. The word Sirius comes to mind.
Mm.
Andromeda, Pleiadian. So what they're showing me is that you're a focal point. And uh, higher dimensional ETs from different galaxies have come to work with you,
Mm.
to learn from you, because you were, before you decided to come here, you were a deity. And you were a deity that they worked with and sacrificed to. And you said, I'm going to go down to that earth place so that I can help these beings who are worshiping me, working with me, show them what the heart is and what love is. So I don't see like just one light being, or I mean, sorry, I don't see just one world.
Mm.
So the heart is everything. The one thing the heart does, like everything has its positives and its negatives. So the negative of the heart is just, there's no boundaries, right? It's just,
Mhm.
so how that translates into this is that there isn't just one race of higher dimensional beings that you work with, like the heart. You work with anything and everything.
Mm.
Anything else?
Um, Let me see here. Um, let's see. Um, so I would, so going back to the question, we know why, and all that. I would like to, uh, be healed from my physical limitations and be in perfect health. Um, so one, why do I have all these things going on with me? And like physical limitations, and um how would they recommend me to heal that if it's possible?
So this might be a tough answer. I don't know.
Okay.
It would be tough for me to hear. So your physical limitations are the manifestation of your internal state. So the key to healing your physical body is healing the heart. So if you focus all of your attention on healing your heart chakra,
Mm.
really healing all the wounds in there, working through the self anger, any anger that you have, past life or present life. But beyond that, going and taking the risk to love deeply, unconditionally, and fully, without, I was gonna say without fear, but that doesn't mean you can't feel,
Right.
afraid.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what will heal you. So if I understand your question, it was almost like you're asking, was there some karmic reason that I was punished with this? And
Mm-hmm.
no, the answer is no. There was nothing, wasn't willed upon you from anywhere. It's just simply the manifestation of the, the unresolved issues, even from past lives.
Mm-hmm.
So as you untangle that, because there's a lot in there that's tangled up in there.
Mm-hmm.
So as you untangle that, that's the direction to go.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is me talking. You've heard me talk about this. I learned about this. We've been taught that the DNA is something we were born with. You're born with whatever DNA, and in that DNA is the map of your body for the rest of your life. Whatever diseases you get. And there's at least been one experiment done on identical twins. And what they found is that decades later, one of the twins was sick, the other one was healthier. And what they found was that the one who was sick had taken on mindsets, very negative mindsets, fear-based, victim-based mindsets. And that actually changed the DNA. So that twin's DNA was different. It had all the markers for certain diseases and things like that. And the other twin who had focused on positivity and going, as I would call going after your soul desire and taking those actions, that the DNA of that twin didn't show those markings, which according to what we've been told should be impossible. It's not how it should work. So what they found out is that DNA is flexible. It changes based on where we put our thoughts and our intentions, and of course our actions as a result of that. So my suggestion would be in meditation to ask them, how can I change? How can I heal my body?
Mm.
And maybe they'll come up with some practical solutions. But certainly they will continue to open that. So I would even go so far as in your meditations to go for like like you would go to the doctor. You're going to go and have a heart treatment, heart chakra treatment.
Mm.
And like you said, there's a female being that comes to you who's just incredibly loving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I can imagine, because I have had those experiences as well, is that you have them, they're, oh my God, they're so amazing. And then, for whatever reason that experience drifts away, then it's almost like you feel worse afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my God, so much worse being by myself than with that being. But what I'm seeing is that feeling is actually the wound healing. So don't be afraid of the pain that comes after the love that they give you. Give you a lot of love, and then there's going to be pain afterwards.
Mm.
But that's
Mm-hmm.
just us responding, you know, um, while the wound is trying to heal.
Yeah.
So this is why we came here. We came here specifically for this. And as I've shared with you, I've shared on the channel, especially after we do these live guided meditations that we do twice a week, sometimes the next day I wake up and I go, oh my God, I'm still here. Oh.
Yeah.
And I've come to realize that as we expand, it's totally opposite from what we've been told. We've been led to believe that you'll achieve this state of enlightenment and you'll float, blah, blah, blah. And I've come to find out that's not how it works at all. That when we get into these higher dimensional states, we expand. And then when we come back into 3D, there's like this rubber band effect where it's trying to equalize itself. And the way it does that, it takes us, you know, temporarily into feeling, worse,
Mm.
sad, alone, because it's so beautiful out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, this is part of the shift going forward. This is how we shift going forward. And this is, you go to the gym, you lift weights, pump full, feel good, wake up next day, 2 days later, you're sore, you're tired, uh, and then you recover from that and you're stronger than you were before.
Mm.
So we look at this spiritual. This is why we're here. We can't escape it. This is why you chose to come here. So the question of why do I have these limitations? The assumption behind that question is you don't have any power over.
Mm.
So change that assumption.
Yeah.
That you go, okay, I know that I have the ability to heal this, and I am completely, totally focused and committed to that healing. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I believe that I am going to get it, and I'm going to do everything in my power, and I'm responsible for everything. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but in my experience, that will open every door.
Mm. Yeah.
And be willing to believe everything is possible. Start with that assumption, go after it.
Mm.
And you have all these beings that are here to help you with that. They will never abandon you. They will
Mm.
never leave. They are completely devoted to you.
Mm. Thank you.
Okay. All right. That's been a lot. I think that's as much as my instrument can handle, but very beautiful. Each of these readings is very different, and this was by far the most. I mean, the level of gentle love, I've never felt it to this degree.
Mm.
Very, very, very sacred and very beautiful. And I definitely see you as a master priest.
Mm.
Definitely see that. So thank you very much, my friend.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, I know I'll see you around.
Definitely. Look forward to it.
Okay, I'm gonna end the recording. Is the